Welcome back to Our Wyoming Life. Today we are down here with the cows on a very, very frozen morning. It's about 13 degrees out here. The cows are mighty cold, and we've got some more weather on the way, which that's what today's video is going to be about. We're getting ready for some weather that's coming up. And this isn't going to be the worst storm we've ever had, obviously. It's probably not even going to rank in the top 10 of storms that we've ever had, but on the way we've got some bitter cold temperatures along with a few inches of snow. And the main reason that we're worried about it is the fact that we went really quickly from nice fall weather to this, which is mighty cold. And yeah, you're cold too, I bet. And the cows are still back here on summer pasture. In fact, they're on about 2,300 acres of wide open ground, and there isn't a barn in sight. There isn't anything for them to get behind, or there's a couple trees, but that's about it. There isn't any lean-tos or no shelter for them while they're down here. Now, it may seem kind of cruel to have them down here, but the main reason they're down here is so that they eat as much of this grass that's out here as possible. We reduced the herd size this year, dropping from about 125 cows, 150 cows, down to only 50 cows down here in the summer pasture. So what that has done is obviously left a whole bunch of grass out here to eat. Of course, these guys don't really seem much like eating right now. They are pretty cold, but if you can tell, when you look at a cow, and one of the cool things about these guys is that they're very, very well insulated. In fact, let's find a cow around here that we can take a look at, and I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. Hey, number two. Hey, number two. All right, when we start talking about insulation on cows, you can see where there's not a whole lot of snow or even ice or anything else sticking to these guys. You can see a little bit here on the top of their heads, but mostly it melts right off. That's because they're very well insulated. The snow that's sitting on here is not melting because their body heat isn't getting to it. So in their ears and stuff like that, lots of snow and ice sitting on top of these guys. And that's okay, because that's what we want to see. If a cow was losing a whole bunch of body heat, she would actually be completely, excuse you, she would actually be completely no ice, no snow, nothing on her. She would be completely melted off. So we know that these guys are retaining their body heat because they're not melting the snow that's on top of them. That's a good thing. Bad part is that they're down here by themselves. And I can tell you, this time of year, normally the cows would be all the way back at home, but like I said, we want to keep them down here and eating as much of this grass and stuff that's left here as possible. If I did bring the cows home in this cold weather snap, I don't know if I'd be able to get them back down here. They would probably fight me tooth and nail on coming 5 miles from home, and they would want to stay close to home and get fed and be lazy. So that's the main reason that we're going to keep these guys down here, but we're not going to leave them all alone. So when it's snowy and icy like it is right now, they're not going to go out and do a whole lot of eating. So one of the things we're going to do today is actually bring them down some bales so that they've got something to snack on over the next couple days. The other thing we have to really concentrate on is their water, because we have no electricity down here. We could definitely have some water problems because they can't get to the water at all because it's frozen solid. How frozen is it? Well, it's frozen hard enough that I can stand on it without going through. So we're going to break this water up for them a little bit so they've got something to drink. And there we go, a bunch of happy cows getting themselves something to drink. Now this isn't their only water source. In fact, they actually have a windmill a couple miles from here that's actually running water, and that won't freeze because it'll keep on running. It's got an electric pump in it as well. So if the windmill kicks out, the electric pump kicks in and keeps water running, so it never actually freezes, which is nice. And it'll work out good for down here on summer pasture. But where they're at right now, that water will freeze solid. So that's something we're gonna have to keep an eye on over the next few days, is their water. Whew, it's cold down here. And that's what this is gonna turn into, is a few days worth of bitter cold and kind of nasty weather. And I hope what I can do is actually have a video that comes out here in a couple days where I can show you exactly how all of this kind of shaped out snow-wise, and of course how the cows fared through it and how we fared through it. Because keeping cows down on summer pasture, and then of course we have the calves to deal with too as well, and we're going to stop by and see them too, but keeping the cows and the calves down here on summer pasture is something we've never done before. So normally we would take advantage of them being closer to home. We're able to feed them with tractors and all that kind of good stuff, but we are trying to conserve hay, and we're basically making the cows work a little bit harder this year, as well as making ourselves work a little bit harder. All right, you guys are gonna have to forgive me for not getting out, but these are our calves. They are down here in this field, which is one of our hay fields actually that they're grazing on. They're down here in a low spot, which is kind of nice. They're staying out of the wind. There isn't much wind today, thankfully, but it is still cold. So we're gonna bring a bale down to these guys as well and make sure that their water is open too, so that they're all safe and secure, or as safe and secure as they can be. And like I said, over the next few days, this is going to be pretty much a constant babysitting adventure, because we're just going to have to keep on poking down here, taking a look at them, seeing how they're doing every few hours, just to make sure that everybody's okay, their water's open, and nobody's getting too cold. But I don't really foresee any major problems. The reason we're being overcautious is because we've never done this before. Like I said, normally these cows would be home. They'd be in a barn right now. We're making them rough it. The antelope are used to it though. They don't seem to have any problem. Probably because they're running at 40 miles an hour, and that probably keeps you pretty warm. No cow is going to get out and do that kind of exercise, I guarantee it. Right over there is where Jeff's camper is supposed to be sitting. It's not, and hopefully he's a lot warmer than I am right now. You know, we're making the cows rough it, but obviously we've got heat here in the gator, and I was smart enough to warm up the tractor, because our next step is getting these guys some hay, and to do that we're going to need the tractor and a little bit of creativity. The creativity is mostly because even on a good day, I can really only carry about 2 bales on the tractor. And I want to go down and I want to feed the steers and the cows, and I want to give them enough to last them at least a couple days. And so what I'm going to do is we're actually going to grab a trailer and take the trailer with some hay bales back down there to summer pasture, and hopefully we can carry enough and unload enough to make this worth it and not have to make 2 trips. So we are going to be just grabbing full bales and taking them back to the cows. We're going to be dropping them off. We're not going to be unrolling them. The main reason behind that is because I'm overfeeding, and I think if I spread too much hay out, and then the wind kicks up, it's going to start blowing around. They're not going to be able to eat everything. I'm trying to save myself a little bit of time and effort here, and maybe I don't have to go back and forth as much. But if I can just drop off full bales, there's going to be some waste, but at the same time, it's going to give them something to eat. And we've said it 100 times, if I've said it once, but through digestion comes heat. So as the cows eat, they'll actually make themselves warmer. Over here are our trailers. We're gonna grab one of these. I don't know which one. It doesn't matter, does it? We'll grab one and then we'll head back. It's so cold out here that I think my hydraulics are actually slowing down just a little bit. So we got 2 bales there on the trailer so far. I think I'm gonna grab these square bales that I've got sitting over here and take them over. We'll take them down for them as well, and then we'll try to grab at least one more bale with our bucket as we head down. So let's see how many of these I can grab. I got both of those in one scoop. That's pretty cool. Gonna set these right on the back here. None of this has to be pretty because we're not going far. We're gonna scoop up one more bale and then hit the road. Best guess is we've got about 4,500 pounds of hay here with us that we're going to take back to these cows. Also, I kind of forgot, we have our scrub team, the C team steers that are not yet in the feedlot. They're actually out on pasture on the other side of the highway. We're going to go ahead and feed those guys before we're done too. Their water, they have electricity, so they have a warmer or whatever you want to call it. Stock tank heater, there you go, inside their water, so we don't have to worry about their water freezing. But everybody else, water's a big thing as well. So food and water. I actually think the square bales are probably holding the round bales on, keep them from rolling off. So I'm going to take credit for that. I'm going to say I did that on purpose. You know, it is kind of a beautiful sight out here. The frost, this isn't snow, by the way. This is mostly just frost. We haven't had any snow. This is just frozen humidity that we've had over the last couple days. Last night got really, really cold, and that humidity, of course, you know, then froze down on everything. So it's basically, it's like ice covering everything, and much like the movie Frozen, ice all over everything looks great from a distance. Probably don't want to live in it though. All right, we're just crossing over here into, this is the hayfield where the calves were at. You can see our tracks where we pulled out with the gator there. I'm actually going to drop the trailer here because it'll be a lot easier to pick back up on the road than it will out here in the field. So now, with the trailer off, we're going to head down into the hayfield, back over to where those steers were. Our first bale, we're actually going to drop right where they're at. And we'll probably take another one and put it a little bit farther on the other side of the field towards the water. So when they start going that way, they've got some food down there also. You know, one of the cool things about working with land, obviously we've got land, a lot of land out here. And like just a few months ago, we were haying this exact field that we're in. It was 100 degrees and tractors were overheating. Now it's 15 degrees and the heat is running. Alrighty, there are our steers. There are our calves. I'm going to stop here, cut off our net wrap. I really hope I brought a knife with me. Oh, good, I did. So I'm going to cut the net wrap now, even though it's still in the bucket and held on too tight. I can cut the net wrap, and then when we set it up on end, we'll be able to flip it right off. Here they come. Look at them go. But it is nice to see some of them are still out here scrounging, like these few out here. They're still eating grass, which is great. That's what we want them to do. That's the whole point in keeping them back on pasture, so that they'll eat the grass even when it does get cold. There's our trailer. 4 remaining bales on it. We're going to grab one of these square bales off the back so that we can drop it off up by these guys' water. When they do come in for water, we want to make sure they have food somewhat close by. Now we'll pick up our trailer and hit the road again. So somebody is going to give me crap about that this is wasting hay. Just putting hay out, they're going to step on it, they're going to poop on it, they're going to spread it around. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. At all. They are going to make a mess of these, what, 5 bales that I'm going to put out today. They're going to destroy them. They're going to make a mess of them. And there's not really much that I can do about it. Like I said, I could come out and lay it out, do a nice little windrow, and yeah, that would work, I guess, but then if the wind does blow, it's going to blow away, which could happen with this too. If they destroy the bales, they could blow away also. It's just, I honestly feel like the cost of the hay is worth the comfort of the animals. I need them to eat. I need them to create heat through digestion. So in order to do that, we have to get them food. And just dropped off the trailer again. We are going to get them food. That's all there is to it. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no way around it. We're going to do it. We're going to give them the food they need, and we're going to make them happy. So there's their water up there. I don't know, a few hundred yards. I'm going to drop this bale here, cut the strings off of it, and just let it sit here so that they'll have something to eat close by. I do have to tell you though, I am super glad that the wind is not blowing 40 miles an hour today. Might tomorrow. Guess we'll have to wait and see. All right, one more stop and we'll dump off these last 3 bales to our cows. Now, I'm guessing, might be wrong, but I'm guessing that 2 miles down this road, they're still standing at that gate where that water's at, waiting for us to come back, but just guessing. And there they are, waiting, just like dogs. We are going to actually drop our trailer on this side of the fence because I don't want them all up on the trailer. So we're going to drop the trailer over here, take our bales across. I'm going to feed right down in this kind of general area just because we do have water here. If they do want to venture back farther on summer pasture, they can, but they're definitely not going to be required to. So we're just going to kind of cruise right on up about here and drop off our trailer. That does it for these guys. They're already over here working on this bale. Didn't take them very long to get over here. And it's time for us to head back towards the house. Leave these guys to digestion and making heat. Drinking a little bit of water. Although they won't drink a whole lot of water when it's really super cold. We want to make sure that it's available to them if they do need it. We're going to drop one more bale across the road for our steer calves going into the feedlot at some point. Also, our bulls are over there along with a few of our horses. So get them fed and then we'll get you guys out of here. Back at the hay yard where we're going to grab our one more bale for the steers, but I'm going to drop this trailer off first. I'm actually going to drop it off here in the hay yard just in case I do have to make another run back. I'll have it here and it'll be ready to go. Tuck it in over here by these bales. With that done, we can grab one more bale. Visibility is a little crappy going across the highway. That's okay. Not a whole lot of traffic this morning. It's getting more and more foggy. I'm not even sure where the cows are on this side. We might just drop it, just like we have here, you know, all day long, is put it down close to water. So I think that'll be our plan. We know that our water over here will stay open because it's got a heated hydrant, or a heated tank heater. Jeez, I cannot remember that today. It's got a tank heater in it, so we'll put the bale somewhere down there towards the water, and then we'll sneak on out of here. There's our cows hanging out in the barn. Good job, guys. So with today, we've got the cows fed, we've got them water, we're heading into this storm. Snow is expected to start falling any time now. Temperatures down into the teens, and it's all about just trying to make everybody as comfortable as possible. The cows that are way back on summer pasture, the calves that are back there, we hope that they're gonna be just fine. We've got them the food, we've got them the water. That should be all that they need, but they still need, I guess, a little bit of supervision, and that's what we're gonna be doing over the next few days, is keeping an eye on them and how they are doing. So, in that light, I will be releasing a new video on Saturday. That video will be what I film over the next couple days and how the cows fare through all this, and the calves, and heck, even the steers. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great, well, the rest of your week anyway. And until I see you again, make sure you subscribe, follow along as we explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. And once again, thank you for being a part of our Wyoming life.